Hello everybody, it is Purple Nova and welcome back to Satisfactory. This is episode 41 on the series and part 2 of our manufacture factory. So last episode we finished our first floor, and in today's episode I'm hoping to finish the second and third floor, as they should go hopefully a little bit quicker. They aren't as complicated but still require a little or quite a bit to kind of create, sort of thing. A lot of constructors, a lot of assemblers. So yeah, let's jump into it. All right, so before I actually start on the second level, I'm going to show you what I all did here on the first level. So we connected all the conveyor belts. Look at how satisfying that is. Just all the way down, it's just a bunch of conveyor belts. Look at that. It's gonna be so cool once we have resources going through. So we connected all the conveyor belts. I then created a little walkway, which I haven't done yet on our other factory. You can't really see it. It's right down. It's like right down there. But I created a walkway, and I actually put all the power onto the walkway, so it's like underneath it, and it kind of spreads out, which is, I don't know. I kind of like it. Also, this beam is poking through. I didn't realize that till I created it. Oh well, it adds a nice aesthetic to it, kinda. Maybe. How if we paint it back? Yeah, there we go. We'll do that. But yeah, so everything is all hooked up to power, all hooked up to conveyor belts, and I try to keep my conveyor belts nice and like 90 degrees and stuff that way. They all kind of line up satisfyingly to each other, which is the whole point of this game. Let me just finish coloring all these. Yeah, look at that. Everything's just nice and lined up. Oh, beautiful. Except for this. We don't talk about this. What's happening right here, right there, right there. Don't mind that. Everything else is really good, and I really like it. I like how it turned out. I also like how tall I made this level. Just, it's a lot more spacious, sort of thing, and allows for us to kind of view it all from the catwalk here and not feel clustered by the top or the bottom. So on to our next level, which is going to be creating computers. Now these computers are a little bit less complicated again than our heavy modular frames, but still they require, what is that? I don't know what number that is. I wrote down a number. It's either 18, 16, or something else. Backwards A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So it's only 18 wide instead of 27 like the other one. So the way I like to keep track of that is we're just going to go here. I don't believe I start on the bottom. I think we start like... Where do I start these at? So I start 2 over. So we'll start on... Yeah, so that's where I will start. Just come back up here. So you only need to do 18. Which is a lot more manageable. So 10, 9, and 8. You know, in all reality, because this top one's only 4 inputs, is that right? Quartz, copper ingots, reinforced iron plating, iron ingots. In all actuality, we could fit both of them on this level. We might do that instead of stacking again. So that would make our logistics for our conveyor belts a lot easier. We aren't having to go up 2 levels. So I think I'll do that since we have the space. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Sweet, and we even have room to spare. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there we go. Keeps it a little shorter, a little more, a little wider than short, as some people enjoy that. Of course, I'm talking about factories. You know, some people like the not as tall factories. You know, they aren't as big. Anyway, sorry. Okay, what do we need to do here? We've got. Let's see, 1, 2. Also, I don't know if you didn't watch the last episode. I don't know if you can see it, but I made a booklet. Not booklet. I have a little tiny, like, field notebook that I write everything in because I do all the calculations myself, which I enjoy doing, and I think it's a fun brain workout. But I write them all down and then I go off of that for these episodes because I cannot go off of it or cannot do it on the fly. Okay, so why did I not write that down? Damn it, I didn't write down where my plastic comes in at in my layouts. So we are going to start with constructor, and it's going to be 2 constructors. Sure, we'll flip around. So 1 and 2. Then there's going to be a gap for plastic, and then we're going to have. It's off, isn't it? I'll go through why there's gaps, and I'll go over everything as we move along. So don't feel like I'm just randomly placing things and I'm not going to explain it. I plan on explaining it. Do that, and then we have 2 more plastic, or 2 more constructors, and then another route for plastic, and then and then 2 more, and then another route for plastic, and then 1 more, and another route for plastic, and then 2 more, and then another route for plastic, and then 4 more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, so that's all that, and we should have 5 things of plastic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got 1 gap, 2 gaps, 3 gaps, 4 gaps, and our 5th gap. Okay. So then our next row, we need. Hold on here. I want to get this right. So it looks like we have some assemblers, and then. Okay. I did not put the freaking. Okay, so the reason that there's a gap for plastic, so these 2 and then the plastic are going to go into their own assembler. Where did I place the assemblers? I had to. I placed some on this line right here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep our assemblers kind of all in line. We'll pull apart assembler, and it goes to these 3. So I'm going to place it in the middle here. So right there. And these 2 will connect and they'll go in, and then our plastic will come in. And this happens 3-4 times. So for all 4 of these, so this one, I'll just do it as I go. Boom, 2, 3, and these 2, which will be 4, which will line up right on the edge here, just to split them. So these all create circuit boards, and circuit boards need copper ingots to. Oh, copper sheets. Jeez, I was wondering what CS meant. So these take copper sheets. We have 2 things of copper sheets, 1 thing of plastic. They come into here to create our circuit boards. And so these will create 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, and then our final one is 2.5 to even out to 25, I believe. Yeah, because we need 25 circuit boards per minute for our computers. So that's what all these do. Again, all the constructors make copper sheets, and all the empty spaces are for plastic. Moving on to our next area, which are these 2. These are going to be creating cables. And so what these need is we need 22.5 cables, which means we need some wire. Now our wire we create will take, what are my numbers here? 30, and this one's going to be 15 wire, which gives us 45 wire per minute. Just gonna do this now before I forget. And then these are gonna go into a constructor, and I'm actually gonna bring this constructor to the level with the assemblers, because it splits these two. And so instead of putting it right here and having a big jam up of stuff, actually, you know what, never mind. I think I'd much rather have it in line with these, with the constructors. So there we go. So they'll connect here and go in, because for cable we take in 60, but really we only need 22.5 cables, which means we only take in 45 wires. That's why we only need one constructor for the two constructors. That's why that's happening. And so the rest of these are for, you guessed it, screws. Yay! My favorite part in this whole game. So all these are for screws. My goodness. So in these together will create 130 screws, which would be 40, 40, 40, and 10, or 40, 80, 120, and 130. And then all of these, oh, and then also this center thing is for plastic, because the computer, I don't think I've said this yet, the computer takes 25 circuit boards per minute, or for the assembler. The computer to produce, actually, I'll just put it out. I'll try to explain it. I'll explain it through the manufacturer. Okay. Where do we want to line up here? Since our plastic's coming in over here, so we line up with this constructor, and we'll just bring it. We'll bring it right here, which is a lot shorter than our basement below, and that's okay. Okay, so for a computer, it takes to make one computer, it takes 10 circuit boards, 9 cables, 18 plastic, and 52 screws. But the assembler, or manufacturer, sorry, can produce 2.5 computers per minute, which means we need 25 circuit boards, 22.5 cables, 45 plastic, and 130 screws per minute. Hence why it's kind of weird numbers. And I want to be able to have the manufacturer run at full pace and not have to wait for any parts to be created, or to have an excess of parts that come in, sort of thing. So that's why that's why there's so many of everything and some kind of odd entities of it all. So now I'm going to go through, before we start on our crystal oscillators, which I think that's what they're called. I haven't actually looked at the name to double check that. Do I even have the name right? Yeah, crystal oscillator. So I'm going to go through what all these create, and we'll start from the big boy manufacturer down to the assemblers and to the constructors. So these assemblers right here are going to be creating, what is great? Oh yeah, circuit boards. So this farthest one, the closest one to the manufacturer, is only going to produce 2.5 circuit boards per minute. Again, because we only need 25, and the rest of these produce 7.5, as you can see right there. So and then we got this one, circuit board. This one, which I believe I already made it to a circuit board. Yeah. So to make the circuit boards, we again need 50 copper sheets. Wait, what? Sorry, I did that wrong. I looked at my numbers wrong right there. We need 15 copper sheets and 30 plastic. But a constructor at normal pace only produces 10 copper sheets. So that's why we have 2 of them. So that way we can have one producing 10 and one producing 5. So I'm going to copy the settings of this one. We'll just paste it amongst that one. Select this one to do 10 and 10, and then I copy the 5 copper sheet 1 to these. Now, those are all set up now for copper sheets. This one, however, for the 2.5, we only need 1 constructor because we only need 5 copper sheets. So I can just paste that again. Boom, 5 copper sheets. So 5 copper sheets and 10 plastic, which isn't bad in all honesty. All right, so that creates the 25 circuit boards per minute. Yeah. Next up is the cables. Now, how this works is we bring in copper ingots, which go into wires. Again, a 30 and a 15, 45 wires produces 22.5 cables. So it takes in 45 wires per minute to produce 22.5 cables because it's 2 wires per cable. And then our final part are the screws, which these only need to produce 10 per minute. And the reason being is because our screws, to produce 40 screws, we need 10 iron rods because 4 screws, or 1 iron rod creates 4 screws. There's some simple math right there. So as you can see, 10 for 40. Let's do the same thing here and same thing here. But this last one, we only need 10 screws per minute. So that way we have an even 130 going through. So to make 10 screws per minute, we need 2.5 iron rods per minute, which is really slow. That's okay. It'll work. So there you have it. This is now set up to be connected to produce exactly 2.5 computers per minute, which is a fully functioning manufacturer. All right, now on to our crystal oscillators, which is a relatively small factory for needing a manufacturer. Oh well. So it takes in crystals, copper ingots, iron ingots, and more iron ingots. Why did I have 5? What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I only needed 4. We'll keep that 5th one just in case I did the math wrong. All right, and to make this, it is... First off, we need 3 constructors. We'll just line it up along with the rest of these, just to make it look right. So 1... actually, we'll split it because we'll just bring our quartz in from this way and bring it over. Yeah, we'll do it that way. 1, 2, 3. Why is that not? Oh my gosh. There we go. So, how does this work? Well, that's a great question. What does this even take? So this needs quartz cables and reinforced iron plating. So... Okay, let me just place all this stuff here first, and then I'll go through it. So then we need another constructor, which then these two, or this one and this one, will then go into an assembler, which we'll place right here. Am I right on that? I'm right on that. Yeah, that's lined up. It goes into there. And then this assembler, along with that constructor and our quartz that are going to come in there, are then going to go into our manufacturer. Which, where should I line it up? So I'll line it up right here. Okay, I am in line with that other one. So, shaboom. So, to make a crystal oscillator, so we create 2 crystal oscillators per cycle of all these things, but it takes 2 minutes for the cycle to complete. So technically we only create 1 per minute. So that's what we're building for. So it needs 18 quartz per minute, 14 cables, and 2.5 reinforced iron plates per minute. So this is our reinforced iron plates. We'll drop this down to 2.5, which is 50% hour or clock speed. And then this constructor is for our screws, which we only need. Hey, look at this. We only need 30 screws per minute, which is convenient, because that means we do not need 2 constructors for screws, or 2 constructors for iron rods. That makes sense. I don't know if we would have needed those either way. But this takes in 7.5. I believe that's what it said for iron rods. 37.5, yep. So 7.5, 7.5. Yes. Okay, and this one creates iron plates, which should be 15. Yeah, 15 iron plates per minute. Those iron plates. Technically, this could make 20, but we're only going to have to make 15. And then our final thing is going to be creating cables, which... Okay, so I forgot to put a constructor in. Shitty old me. Nope, that's an assembler. There we go. It's lined up. So this should take in some wire, which... Actually, let's see, how many cables do we need to produce? It says 14 cables per minute. Is that correct? I just want to double check this, make sure I don't get it wrong. Yeah, 14 cables per minute. That's what you are going to produce, which only takes 28 wire. Now, we can create 30 wire with 1 constructor. So that's why we only need 1 constructor for the wire to be made into cables, which is really nice. It's not making this longer. So that should be everything here. Let's remove that wall because we don't need it anymore. This is so cool. I don't know if you think it's cool. I think it's pretty darn dope. I'll just place my look at that tower right here. I'm going to climb all the way up here. So yeah, this is our 2nd level of our manufacturing base. On the right side of us, we've got our computer factory, which again is circuit boards, copper, no, not copper pipes, dang it, cables, sorry, cables, plastic, a little duty bob over there for plastic, and then screws. And then on the left side of us, all these things are these 5 constructors, 1 assembler, 1 manufacturer. We've got wires to cables, and then iron plates and screws. Sorry, iron plates, iron rods. Those iron rods go to screws. Those screws and these iron plates again go to the assembler, which then comes into the constructor. And that's that. That is pretty much the layout of this whole entire factory, which, in all honesty, isn't as complicated as I thought it was going to be. Like, this is a lot more manageable than I was expecting. I haven't done calculations on the resources that we need to bring in yet, or how many truck stations we need. But that is all going to occur next episode, where we finally set up all the logistics. Again, in between episodes, I'll kind of probably do what I did with the last one, and I'll set up all the conveyor belts and set up the truck stations, and then I'll go through how many resources we take in. I'll set up the routes. We'll do a time lapse of the routes because I really like doing that last time. And yeah, I might have to create the final storage facilities. Yeah, I'll probably do that. So they're getting easier to build. I'm getting better at it. but just so we can bring our quartz, our silica, and our rubber over here. But we don't actually use rubber, so we might just make one for quartz and set that up. That way I can get the next video out in orderly fashion, like the everyday uploads that I have been doing, which I have really been enjoying. I don't know if you have been, but I definitely have been. But then we'll get this all set up, and the whole skeleton of this factory will be done and ready to go, and we'll be creating these awesome things, and we'll probably run out of power again. That's okay. If we can get these powered on for even a little bit, we will unlock our new fuel things, fuel consumption, or fuel to power is one of the upgrades on the hub that we can get. So we would unlock that and then set up a new power system based off of our resources from our plastic facility, our plastic, rubber, and fuel factory that we have beyond that road and down the way. So yeah, that'll probably happen after we complete this factory. And yeah, we will go from there. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you all in the next one. Bye!